Welcome back YouTubers to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me right now, I'm AspieAnswersAll. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness versus sharing my life stories and hoping to take you all on a journey with my life story with Asperger's syndrome, OCD and the like, so that you can get to know me and these massive diagnoses and get to know me more as a person, and hopefully regardless of what maybe you're suffering from, if you have a mental health disorder, I'm your girl pretty much, hopefully, to advocate for your mental with you guys and share some tips and advice along the way, and also just everyday, encounterships of everyday, topics that may come to light, and hopefully that will bring some comfort and peace to you guys regardless what you're going through, to let you guys know that you're not alone regardless. Everybody struggles on a daily, no matter what it may be. Also, basically, I've been trying to do the series of the how-tos guides, I usually call them, even though it's in the Autistic and Asperger's syndrome Help Central advice group kind of playlistings, versus also what I'm hoping to finish is the ADHD AIMS series versus basically the Asperger's syndrome and series, and many more before I get to hopefully some of the bits. But hopefully next week, if I can, time permitted, I will briefly bring out some bits and pieces about what I shared about maybe that 5-minute challenge, about basically what's going to be on the lowdown of me with my my 5-minute challenge video that I watched of Grooving Ninjas. So please hold tight about this one. Like I said, it's been a hectic week as of last weekend when I told you about what my situation was like, and it still is to this day, even though fingers crossed things will run smoothly and hopefully calm down a bit in the later. So, and also at the moment I'm doing a how-to about how to talk to an autistic child. So some of these how-tos that I'm going to give you will be whoever it may be, like a parent, teacher, counsellor, whoever that's coming on my channel basically right now. Hopefully these will just be gentle reminders how you can actually approach people with special needs, especially with autistics, because I find in this day and age at the moment, especially with me, basically, how some people go about treating their kids, or just how some kids react and whatnot, even though many people tend to question that they need to kick up the bum and everything else as a form of punishment. But then again, as I said before, it's all about maybe finding out why they're actually going that way, finding out the warning signs or some classic signs and symptoms, shall we say, of why they're doing that. Even though, like I said previously in one of the video series about the meltdown series, that many people mistake tantrums and meltdowns to a point that it gets so confused and misconfigured about the definitions. So no further ado, guys, this is the last part of the how to talk to an autistic child. This is method 3, understanding that autistic children are different. As you know, as I shared briefly in my last piece, that every child is different, especially for us autistics and just every other child with special needs. So number one is recognize that their view on the world is different from your world. Okay, every world is different. How you perceive things may not be how we perceive things, if that makes sense. Autistic people simply don't interpret the world the same way that you neurotypicals do. Okay, I hate using that word neurotypicals, but hopefully that will make it clear cut that it means that you're the kind of guys or girls that are just on average just the typical everyday lifestyle, of being almost close to normal. But anyway, when us autistics do tend to struggle to interpret certain everyday situations or everyday things, it can be challenging for some of us to talk, to listen and understand, and just bring the world to a clearer image, basically, to understand it all. However, on the other hand, you got to remember, autistic people bring a unique and important perspective to the world. Okay, so don't forever think that just because we're autistic, we just don't know anything, that we're dumb and stupid. Like I said many times before, many people make the misconceptions about autistic children are just dumb and stupid and crazy, or whatever label mentalities that we get labeled 9 times out of 10. Okay, a classic example here, just to illustrate to you all, is some may struggle to understand some of the spoken messages that you're giving to us, right? And may prefer to have it written down through writing, of the communication of the written, Their mastery of the written word may later lead to fascinating novels or deeply insightful articles that make the world a happier and better informed place. Here's a classic example where I'm at the moment, just doing my book. which hopefully will be understandable for you all. Number 2, understand that disinterest is not personal, okay? An autistic child or children, okay, tends to focus on their passions and have less interest in other conversation topics. This is not out of dislike or out of being rude to you all, neurotypicals, basically, but it's because of maybe the lack of engagement with the particular topic you're giving out to us. On the extreme end of things, though, some children may have no interest in what they're saying at all, or what you're saying at all, shall I say, sorry. Number 3, be aware of missed social cues. As I said before, some of us autistics may not be able to read body language or social verbal cues or just cues in general, okay? And then that's when many people might misinterpret us or have that misconception that we're being rude, lazy, can't be bothered, we're not interested, or arrogant is another one, or ignorant. And sometimes that we do realise that you're feeling sad, or even figure out that you want to talk to them. If you believe that they've missed something, tell them directly what it is and help them out by act on that information by just giving us more clarification. Okay, number 4, taking into account that autistic children may not know how to get involved. As I said before, some autistics may not be able to socialise, some will be able to, depending on the spectrum they're on. Okay, although they may want to participate in an everyday activity, it's not uncommon for an autistic child to lack that social skills necessary to join in. They may need some coaching on things, or some form of guidance, like starting conversations. They are social in their own way, just bear in mind that, but you may need to find out how to include them more effectively in what you're doing in your everyday activities. Number 5, some autistic children have limited verbal skills. As I said before, some autistics may be non-verbal versus verbal. This doesn't mean that they can't learn. In fact, many autistic people are sharp and adaptable learners. It's just a matter of you learning how to speak their own language. During this process, you need to remember that their needs are unique and not to treat them dismissively or just out of spite, regardless what it may be, because many people tend to make that misconception again, that just because we can't talk or can talk in our own everyday language, that many people will just take us for granted and just, do what they do. So that's basically ends How to Talk an Autistic Child series, or methods, whatever you want to call it, step by step. Give me the like for thumbs up for support for engagement. Feel free to comment below of anything I may have missed out, tips and advice wise or whatever on this series as I'm going along, because like I said, I would like as much engagement from not just the autistic community, but just hopefully broaden it out to other forms of community as well. So feel free to also basically share these videos around to family and friends. Please also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, to show your support while hopefully I share this awareness of all this and more. Feel free to also basically follow me on Twitter, Facebook, AspieAnswersAll. Feel free to do what you can when you can. So in all further ado, guys, thanks for the support, thanks for watching, do what you love what you do. Until next time, I'll see you all again soon.